Okay, so your Monday health tip this week is going to be a bit of a philosophical one. The title is It's Okay to Be Sick. So obviously this is kind of the season where a lot of people are going through a lot of changes and a lot of stuff is coming out of people's noses and mouths and all that kind of stuff. And what's the concept? It's sort of like a different way to look at it. So sometimes when people are going to chiropractors are really proud of saying, you know, we work on your nervous system and that helps your immune system. And sometimes people get the idea that, oh, if I go to a chiropractor, that means I'll never get sick. And that's not the case, obviously. Especially during this time, we like to take like a philosophical bent on almost looking at nature for examples. So you can see that there's different kinds of trees. So if we look at, you know, the season is changing, certain trees, they're going to lose all their leaves. There's other trees that, you know, the kind that lose their leaves depending on where they are in the forest or how light's hitting them or whatever. They might lose most of their leaves, but they still might have some even through the course of the winter. And then of course we have the evergreens that don't lose any of their leaves. So if you can look at the respiratory tract in your body, kind of like the leaves on a tree, the protection, if you want to think about it that way, or the filter, we're going from summer into winter, and the air is a different quality. There's a different type of humidity in the air and different things. So the actual respiratory tract might need to be much more different for certain people to handle that change in how the air is. So to change your filter from summer to winter, you actually have to get rid of the summer filter. So your body, in a natural way, is actually going to start eliminating the cells that are lining the tube of your respiratory tract. And you have all these little hair cells on the things that are always pushing mucus up towards your mouth, so you'll either spit it out or blow it out or swallow it. So certain people, they're going to slough. We call it sloughing a lot. They're going to like unload most of the lining, and they're going to lose all their leaves. And they're the people that are going to be blowing their nose and harking and spitting and all that kind of stuff for a lot. Other people, you know, blow the nose a couple of times. Some green stuff might come up. It might be yucky for a few days. This could be, you know, days or weeks maybe of a lot of stuff happening. This could be maybe like a week. And these are the people here. Runny nose, maybe just a little bit of that, and that's all the change they need, and that's all that happens to them every year. And so some people kind of kick themselves saying, how come I get sick all the time or whatever? Like, it might be you're just like the deciduous tree and you're losing a lot more leaves, and that's how the filter gets changed for you. Now, what's happening is very often though, people are going through this process of quote unquote feeling sick, or the body adapting is the way I look at it. So they'll start to get the adaptive symptomatology. So your body's kind of, you know, get rid of stuff. You know, you get the cough and the cough and the cough. Mucus is coming out, and it could be green and yucky and all that. So your body's kind of encapsulating, you know, maybe you do have some pathogens or some viruses and bacteria. Your body's putting all that stuff in mucus and getting it out of your system so you can free yourself of that. And that's all kind of yucky. And then you're getting right near the end, and the cough is maybe getting really bad, and you're just coughing like crazy, and your lungs are almost vibrating from the cough. You can think about that vibrating to shake up even the deepest layers and the deepest pores of your lungs to get out the worst stuff. And that finally gets up, and then you have one or two of those yucky things that you got to spit out and whatever, and they're kind of gross. But then after that, if you kind of go through the resolution, then you'll come down the other side, and your body learned a lesson on how to do some immune challenges and came out better on the other side. But unfortunately, the majority of people, when they have this kind of stuff, it's horrible, it's bad, yucky, symptoms are pretty yucky. I can't take this anymore, and then they'll go take something like an antibiotic or whatever, and then they're going to truncate that process, and the body won't come down the other side learning the strategy of how to handle that on its own. And if you keep doing that all the time, then pretty soon the body won't even know what to do on that side, and then you just keep getting sick, and that kind of thing can repeat itself much more often. So if you actually allow your body to do this, what will often happen is you'll notice in any kind of infection or any kind of process that your body goes through, blow your nose, maybe clear at the beginning, starts to get yucky, yellow, greenish, really kind of gross, and then you start to notice blood. When you notice blood, that means that the lining of your system has actually opened up a little bit to allow white blood cells to come in to finally clean up any of the kind of stuff that's in it. The white blood cells are in your immune system. So the white blood cells have come in, they're going to eat all the last bacteria and viruses, whatever needs to be there, and that's going to clean out your system. When you finally see the blood, you're probably about 24 to 72 hours away from being the resolution, the healing happen. That happens in bladder infections as well. You know, you go pee, you start seeing blood, you freak out, you panic. But if you're in the position to, you know, feel strong enough about your body's healing capacity to let it go over the bridge, then you'll see blood, and about 24 to 72 hours after that, you might have resolution. Now once again, make sure you're going to your doctor and getting all that stuff checked out, and whatever, it's just a regular infection. But obviously, because blood in the urine could be something more serious than that. But that's the idea. If it's an infection, anytime you have that kind of stuff, you'll see that sort of process. So blow your nose, blow your nose. As soon as you start seeing blood, that means that the white blood cells have come into the situation. 24 to 72 hours, it's going to be resolved, and then you'll actually be coming out the other side and feeling better again. So that's your health tip for the week. It's actually okay to be quote-unquote sick during this period of time, and don't go panicking. And if you want more information on if you need sort of alternatives to antibiotics and those kind of things, you can send an email to our office at info@Network Family Care Center. And there's a PDF that we have that has a bunch of different things that you can use to kind of supplement your system, kind of natural antibiotic, antiviral kind of things that exist out there. And if you're looking for something like that, give us an email and we'll try to forward you a PDF on that kind of stuff. So that's your information for the week. Hope that helped a little bit to kind of ease your discomfort about this period of time. Take care of yourself, obviously, and live with passion. Bye.